What's up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys, and we're going to talk about the rumored Forbidden Limited list and the OCG that Italian Yu-Gi-Oh! Posted on their Facebook a few days ago. I'm not the one to normally, follow the trends, but with the TCG not having a ban list, I might as well focus on the OCG side of things and look at what they have, because clearly the TCG stuff has not been one, promising, or two, relevant enough to even talk about it. So yeah, that's also why I stand on it. And we're still waiting for our list, and we don't even know what our list looks like at this point, with the exception of, there it goes again, of people saying, of course, that like the OCG's last list, in reflection, we'll see a lot of True King stuff get hit. We'll see a lot of Zodiac stuff get hit, which is ironic because Zodiac didn't even win Worlds. I think it was True King, Dino Kings that won. So yeah. So what I'm going to do for this list, and then I'm also going to talk about the OCG, the new information about the OCG giving Link Monsters support as well. So what I'll do is I'll read down the list, and then I'll go over everything piece by piece. So let's start off with the list itself. So rumored Forbidden Limited list for the OCG. Forbidden, Daylong, first of the Yang Zing, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Masterpiece, the True King Draco, Slain King, the True Draco Slain King, Dragonic Diagram, and Instant Fusion. For the limit, we have Soul Eating Oviraptor, we have, Terraforming, Lavaval Chain, El Shaddai Construct, Performance Damage Juggler, Heavy Storm, Ptolemaeus. I didn't even see Heavy Storm. Telenite Ptolemaeus, with an errata, which I'll go over when I go over the limited. Semi-limited, we have Dante, Traveler, the Burning Abyss, Super Polymerization, Lester Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, and then for the Unlim, which is a pretty long list, we have Norden, Trident Neptune, Blaze Phoenix, Genex Ally Birdman, Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, Symbols of Heritage, Reformer Pal Pendulum Sorcerer, Witch of the Black Forest, Rescue Cat, Burial from a Different Dimension, Preparation of Rites, Sacrifice, Wavering Eye, Dragon's Ravine, Domain of the True Monarchs, Fire Formation Tinky, and Atlantean Dragoons. Certain deck, with the Link Frames pack, these monster themes will be getting Link support, or needing support in general. Tellarknight, Shadows, Burning Abyss, Gladiator Beast, Atlanteans, Light Swarm, Ghost Tricks, and Lavables. And the reprints that they confirmed are Ptolemaeus with the errata, El Shaddai Construct, Atlantean Dragoons, Lavaval Chain, Charge of the Light Brigade, and Ghost Trick Duelahan. So let's talk about this list as a whole. I just want everyone to state before I talk about it even further, I am not a competitive nor meta player. So a lot of things are just going to be based off of what I've seen, what I've heard, and not have experience, because I haven't experienced playing True King Draco at all. And I think the only most competitive deck that I've had to ever deal with was a Zodiac deck on YGO Pro. And even then, that stretches far because the Android, the mobile device YGO Pro games have not been updated to have Link. So, yeah, that's even stretching itself thin. So, let's start off with the Forbidden. Daylong, Masterpiece, and Diagram, I think, are mainly just to kill off what stuff we have to pretty much look at when it comes to the True King deck. True King Yang Zing, True King Yang Zing Zoo, True Dino, I say True King Yang Zing Zoo. I meant to say True King Dino Zoo. Dino Yang Zing. because no one in OCG uses most of the setup for Zodiac anyway, because Broad Bull and I believe Trident are both banned, and I think Barrage is hit to 1. So you don't really see most of those, but you do understand that from what I've seen, the bases are pretty self-explanatory. When a monster can come out by destroying particular cells and traps, and half of them you probably don't want to use because they're just going to sit there, that kind of does tend to be the problem monster. But when I look at it, they're trying to push Klee, which ironically, Towers is a much harder monster to summon even now because of the fact that a large portion of the Klee deck is Pendulum. Outside of the fact that Towers is a non-pendulum monster, his pendulum support becomes the problem. And I'm sorry about that. With most, when you look at it, it's like, wait, really? I didn't. Okay. Like, it's kind of like they threw water on a fire, but then they threw oil right next to it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They threw water to a fire, but yet they let the brush burn. Is pretty much in its own sense. Instant Fusion, I think, is only the trade-off for Noten coming back. If you kill the Instant Fusion, then there's really not much to use for Noten. But with Super Poly, I would kind of question it. And the Ancient Fairy Dragon has just been broke in the OCG as of late because there's just a ton of decks with field spell support or field spells in general that you want to destroy or you want to help destroy. And then not to mention you can go search for your field spell, so I kind of see why they would want to ban Ancient Fairy Dragon. Not to mention that the massive amount of monsters that they unlimited with Ancient because of banning Ancient Fairy Dragon also sparked some more things, which I'll talk about when I get to those monsters and spells when I can. So that's the forbidden. Let's talk about the limited. Soul Eating Over Raptor. I don't know what that is. I want to say I have no idea what that monster is. I want to look at my other phone and see what the hell this monster is or card. Cause I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what it is to speak on it, and I really don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I don't. So I'm just gonna skip the terraforming. They've hit terraforming practically twice now within the last span. So to see terraforming get hit is oddly strange because because here's the thing, terraforming was one of many cards that if you hit it, then you kind of kill generic field spell searching. But I rather just killed the Ancient Fairy Dragon? Question mark. Oh, okay, it's a dinosaur. Okay, once the turn which card is normal or special summon, you can take one dinosaur monster from your graveyard, from your deck, and either add to your hand or send to your graveyard. Then you take one for a lower monster. Oh, okay. So it's just that's a really good dinosaur. Okay, so they really are just trying to kill off True King Dino in the OCG. Okay, well that explains why they want to hit the Over Raptor. I guess they'll probably create some more stuff. But yeah, terraforming. Like I said, terraforming. Sequentially, if you start hitting field spells, then that's a problem. But if you just hit generic field spell searching, then you probably just fear a generic field spell being abused, or a deck doesn't have field spell searching but can abuse getting spells and traps anyway. So yeah, I guess that's how you can see looking at the limit of terraforming. Lavable Chain and Damage Juggler I want to talk about simultaneously. If anybody remembers Clown Blade, or Blade, yeah, Clown, or Blade Turbo, Clown Blade Turbo, Everybody remembers that was part of the reason why the TCG did not get a chance to play that deck, because Lavalval Chain got banned before the set even came out. I don't even think the sneak peek was out when Damage Juggler, Trick Clown, and Hat Tricker were all out, and they banned it before it could get. They banned Lavalval Chain right after the Gold Series came out. We're Lavalval Chain. I think it was a special gold pack that came out, and they banned Lavalval Chain, because I had just got Lavalval Chain to make the Clown Blade Turbo deck, and then they banned Lavalval Chain. I was like, damn. Well, then bringing it to one, I guess it just survives of, we're already banning enough stuff that would make decks fast, so let's just bring back a whole bunch of extra deck monsters to give their decks a play. Not to mention, if they're bringing back more support for Lavalvals, then adding Chain back would be a good idea. Speaking of adding monsters back, let's talk about the big lady herself, El Shaddai Construct. Now, the TCG players are probably going to be extremely pissed if this list is true, because TCG does not know if we're even going to get El Shaddai Construct back. And my thing about Construct is, I'd love to see Construct back, but I also fear the fact Construct would come back, because Construct, that just means Shaddai does not care anything about a Link Summon. They will sit there on their own monsters and protect Construct out the wazoo. And it's not that hard to, but if it is true that they're getting Link support, then I would also fear the fact that there will probably be a good combination between Shaddai Construct and whatever new Link monsters that Shaddai's will be getting. Not to mention, it's going to be very weird to see a Shaddai monster from the... Well, it's not common to see El Shaddai monsters from the extra deck with decent stats, but it won't have any defensive points, so I don't know how it will relate to most of the stuff in the deck, unless it's like constructing them, where if the new Link monsters come out for Shaddai's, they'll probably have the ability to get Shaddai spells and traps added back to the hand. So, I mean, hey, Construct coming back, I mean, she's practically one of the strongest female monsters in the game, and the fact that she was outright banned because of how strong she was and how she clearly was a motor drive for her own deck. Probably was leaving a couple of people screaming in the TCG, Construct come back. Free Construct. Heavy Storm. Well, I guess we're going to talk about Feather Duster, because they're technically the exact same card, except Heavy Storm hits everyone's back row, Feather Duster doesn't. So to see that the OCG wants to bring Heavy and Duster into the same game, just kind of reminds you of the old school days, where you had to be afraid of if you had Heavy, were you going to draw in the Feather Duster, or where is which in that situation. Kind of with the TCG having Dark Hole and Raigeki, they just have another backup card to deal with with annoying back row. With the exception of Harpie Group being able to be searched for and retrieved by both Hysteric Side and Hysteric Party. Hysteric Side and Feather Storm. Heavy Storm is just pretty much here just to say, hey, I'm making up for what Duster couldn't do. And Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, the errata is only just to slow down his original effect of him being a powerhouse. So I can kind of understand why they want to come back and then possibly bring Link monsters into it to help generate some more support. And I do apologize because I don't understand why my phone keeps I do understand why it keeps rotating. But for those who don't know what the new errata is, it pretty much states that you'll need 2 light monsters for his material. He'll go up 1 rank, but he has to have 3 material to do it, and then you can only use the effects on your turn. So that is the semi-limited Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. We already know that the Burning Abyss are getting Link monsters, so to see Dante to 2 doesn't surprise nobody. Super Poly might be a problem, because if they bring back Construct, how are most people going to really deal with Construct outside of Firewall Dragon? But even then, Firewall Dragon can't do anything to Super Poly, because Super Poly doesn't target. and they'll probably just use Firewall Dragon to amp up Construct. Because I think Firewall is light. If not, they'll just get Grista if they decide to put Grista in the extra deck. And Lesser Pendulum decks, I guess, are getting that boost of support, but the mechanic pretty much shitted on them. Which is ironic because if you look at it, it kind of didn't. Pendulums aren't dead. They're just here using the Pendulum Magician engine to really do a lot of their damage. So, it keeps them relevant and it keeps them around. And plus, they're still printing more Pendulum stuff. So, let's talk about this long, unlimited list. Norton is being traded off for Instant Fusion, so it's just a big slowdown. The Trident Neptune, I want to see how people are going to really get behind that whole Neptune, Lucinia Nightingale lock now that Neptune's back. But what's even funnier is Lucinia Nightingale is an Exceed monster, so she's going to have to be in the extra deck zone. So how is that going to work? Okay, so I'm going to talk about Ancient Fairy Dragon now with these next few couple of cards. Blaze Phoenix, the Burning Bombardment Bird, the Genex Ally Birdman, Divine Wind of Mist Valley, and Symbols of Heritage. For those who don't know, those four cards in combination with Ancient Fairy Dragon and Elemental Hero Stratos and Harpie Dancer led to one of the most broken setups in this game. The Bombardment Phoenix FTK, where you pretty much use Ancient Fairy Dragon, you use the Harpie engine of Harpie Chandler, Harpie Dancer, and Harpie's Pet Dragon. You use Elemental Hero Stratos. You use Electrum in the monsters to make Electrum. Divine Wind of Mist Valley, Terraforming, Summoner Monk. And you pretty much made a whole bunch of monsters to fill up Black Garden. You pop Black Garden to go get, I believe it was it Fusion Gate? No, it wasn't Fusion Gate. It's another. No, you would get to Black Garden. Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff you do, but you make Ancient Fairy Dragon with the assistance of Genex Ally Birdman and Genex Blast Fan, and you would pop the field spells to go get field spells from your deck, and you pretty much go from there. So it's crazy to see that they're going to revive that, but I also think it's not much to really revive if, one, you kill off the Ancient Fairy Dragon, Terraforming's at 1, and on top of that, most of the Harpie stuff has changed, so there is no clear telling of how this deck will work. Now that we have weak monsters, there's no Ancient Fairy Dragon, so I want to see how far that goes. In the Symbol of Heritage Gene, I think the Lauren is banned, and Brio doesn't target your stuff, so, there goes Symbol of Heritage. It'd be nice in Harpies to have Symbol and triple Symbol, triple Divine Wind. I mean, we possibly could bring back the Phoenix thing. Pendulum Sorcerer, I think, was just limited because of the fact that they had to hit. The OCG really hit pay hard. But they'll never bring back Monkey Board, and I think that's a good thing. Witch of the Black Forest, Rescue Cat are all errata. So, yeah. Burial from Definition, that's nice to see if that got unlimited. Preparation of Rite, just to help speed up ritual monsters. And, of course, we all know Cyber Angels and Herald and stuff like that. Sacrifice, Wavering Eyes, the old pendulum setup, the old pendulum mechanic thing. Sacrifices because they're going to give the possible new support to Klee. And then with the return of a couple of cards that could really see a lot of play. Dragon's Ravine, I don't know, dragon stuff. And plus, you ban Ancient Fairy, so there's really not much to be done on that end. Domain of the Monarchs is just to give Monarchs boost for those Monarch players. I didn't know Tinky was still. I didn't know Tinky was still semi-limited. Oh yeah, City Active. Okay, never mind. And I kind of in Dragoons, I guess, it's because of the whole Mermail thing. But now that it's a possibility they could unban that. As far as the support goes, that the new stuff in the Link Reigns pack, um, just anything they could get to boost the pack up and then give those old decks support because most of these decks listed were heavy extra deck sensitive. The Atlanteans are still a really good offset casual deck that can go into mainstream and do well. Same thing with Light Swarm. GBs, I'm not a real big GBs fan, but they've been getting a lot of support lately, so it's nice to see them get a Link Monster for support. Lavavels, because Chain. Ghost Tricks, actually, I want to see how what monsters they'll turn into Hollow's Eve stuff to see what. Yeah, I'd like to see what creepies and spooks they'd use for the Ghost Tricks. I did see the Ghost Trick Trap card, and that card is amazing, especially with Angel of Mischief. Um, there's still a lot of other decks that I'd like to see get Link monster support. One I could always say is Harpies because I would love to see a Harpie Link monster to pair off with Harpie's pet Phantasmal Dragon. Um, I want to say Amazon, but I think Amazon should just focus on the fusion summons. What an old deck I can think of? Gravekeeper. Gravekeeper with a Link monster. I mean, they don't have to because that deck was more so anti-meta. Um, No, I don't think agents need one because agents really didn't need an extra deck because they just benefited off the fact that they could snatch onto Hyperion. I think it's very hard to think of what other other archetypes in the game I'd like to see have Link monsters. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about this list. I mean, if it's real, then my God, that's a long list. If it's not, then I feel bad for the people who are running Italian Yu-Gi-Oh because they kind of just got bamboozled themselves. But my main focus, like I said, waiting for the TCG. But I didn't want to talk about this list. So let me know what you guys think about the new band list. Well, about the rumored OCG list. Tell me guys what you think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that. And until next time, you guys, it's HPJ signing out. Take care.